Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the one and only Ray the Flying Squirrel here. And I'm Mighty the Armadillo here. Once again, we are back for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos, as always. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES or Nintendo Entertainment System, or for those of you who lived in Japan, for the Famicom. So last time, we've actually completed World 7, which appears to be the Pipe Land, or Pipe Maze to be more specifically. So today, this will be the finale in terms of Super Mario Bros. 3 by going through the final world in a game known as the forms of, well, Dark World or Dark Land. I don't know what you're able to say for this point right about now, but relatively speaking though, we're actually getting very close towards the end right now. So anywho, so this might actually be kind of tricky though, because as you can tell from the beginning portion of the world, we have to force the able to go into not only a tank level, but also with the forms of a boat level as well. And exponentially, there might be some 3 additional levels here and there as well, but either way though, we'll point it out whenever we get to one. So in some cases though, yeah, let's go and get started right here. So obviously I'm going to be taking over for this entire tank level, which it does seem kind of similar to the airship fortress level, except the fact that, well, we can now able to actually walk on the ground rather than worrying about the forms of too many emphasis on bottomless pits or something like that. Although, there's also some couple of levels here and there too, which we'll point it out whenever we get to those, but for the most part I just need to able to focus on this particular level first, so in some cases though, there's not much else I can say about it. Yeah, it's actually called Dark Land as far as, you know, as far as this world goes. So, anywho, so a few things we want to explain while this is happening is the fact that today's day is, of course, the 22nd of December today, in this case in 2022 today. Only 3 more days to go now, folks, until we basically move on to the forms of the Christmas day. And on top of that, we've only just got about roughly 9 days to go until we basically moved on to 2023. So we thought to ourselves about the fact that, well, after this particular Let's Play has been finished, well, I'll explain more details about this particular stuff once we're able to finish up the entire game. Although, so far for me though, I'm actually doing pretty well still, especially considering how the fact that I'm almost at 40 lives. So anyways, let's go and— oh god! I'm almost gonna get myself screwed over by that boomerang right there, but I did somehow manage to beat the likes out of the heck out of it, so there we go. And I somehow managed able to get something rewarding after doing so, and now it's your turn, Mighty, to take on the boat level, so— yeah, and the fact of the matter is though, is the fact that there's no need to worry about the forms of those Hammer Bros, and also with all these, Chronoplant, pipe levels, or anything else like that, so— oh, what the heck? What's up with my invincibility frames? Doesn't seem to last forever. Oh boy, I'm actually gonna be dying again. Yep, I did. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that rocky ledge. So on the subject for this matter though, I'm going to be doing for this level for you. So let me go ahead and bring out my frog suit for the final time. Even though I was attempting to able to save that suit for later to make things a little bit more challenging, but obviously it will not work out as it used to be, because, well, you can technically able to actually break this level by simply able to, well, as you can tell, because we ended up in a boat after all, or on the boat I meant to say, and as a result, that you can technically able to actually break the actual level by simply able to swim underneath the boat and trying to skip the entire whole huge chasms with the forms of not only certain enemies like rocky wrenches and stuff, but also with those cannon shots, and on top of that, just anything else in general, so— but sometimes this world can be felt a bit tricky at times, so— but honestly, this world is actually very short, so as a result, because there's not much anything else to it, although apart from the fact that I think— there goes my frog suit. Oh well, no big deal, especially noticeable, it really doesn't bother me at all when it comes to likely keeping that suit on forever. But regardless of such though, I'm thinking I'm almost nearly at the end of this particular level at this point, so Because, I believe I did somehow see Sonic did manage to able to tackle for this level on his own time for a bit, and as a result, I did see him manage to able to break the actual, the level, by able to actually skip the entire portion of the level. So in some cases though, let's go ahead and deal with Boom Boom again. And I think this will be the last time, well not necessary yet though, because we still got a couple of levels to deal with. So in some cases though, yep, that pretty much concludes the boat level. So once you're done with both of those levels entirely, then the actual door lock will disappear, so that means we can able to continue. So, and however though, unlike in any other worlds throughout the game, there's no toad houses to be found. So it's all just a serious amount of those levels, and occasionally certain, I don't know what's up with that, and wow, you got very lucky there, Mighty, that you somehow managed able to do not come across into any, level traps around here. That's actually pretty interesting, despite it's a bit random and luck-based. Oh, I see, you try to utilize the P-Wing, because, as you can tell, this level right here, this one appears to be the last airship level of sorts, and this is without doubt is the hardest level in the whole game, clearly because you once again going for the auto-scrolling level, and on top of that, it scrolls a lot faster, and on top of that, some of these platforms are somewhat smaller than the forms of how it does in the majority of those airship levels throughout the game so far. So it's a good thing that you somehow managed able to, like, use the P-Wing in order to able to, well, skip the good chunks of a level, but just be very careful because otherwise, well, you might able to get unlucky. There goes my P-Wing skill, but oh well, at least I got lesser amount of lives compared to you. Well, to be fair though, Mighty, at least you kind of decent at this world so far, but either way, oh god. The hands just dragged me to death! Or in some cases though, one of those enemy courses once again, so... That... okay, I need to just... What?! Something tells me the invincibility frames doesn't last for long. Oh well. But at the very least we somehow managed to stay put on the actual pipes. And I somehow got dragged into this whole darkness thing as well, but this time with Cheep Cheeps and... oh, come on! Right in the lips. Well, at least as far as I keep thinking about the Super Mario Bros. Trailer, well, to be more specifically, the animated movie of Super Mario Bros. Movie, where it comes to, like, you know, one of those, well, we're not going to talk about any more details about it right now, because obviously the film hasn't came out yet, so just got to fly about, skip all these chunks of Hammer Bros, and including a Sledge Bro, which I have not seen him since in World 4. And afterwards though, just like the forms of how it does it in World 7, basically you get yourselves a nice little item you can obtain if you complete one of those obstacle challenges. And thankfully you don't necessarily try to deal with them again, at least assuming if you're able to come across into 2 more. So, it looks like you're going to be using the Starman, aren't you? Well, yes, because I really wasn't able to complete any of those levels, although despite the fact I'm actually having a bit of a rough state at the moment when it comes to this world so far. But at least luckily you got yourselves a Super Leaf at the very least, so potentially speaking, if I was trying to finishing up with the last obstacle course traps, then you would able to deal with the forms of that airship level again, so... Anyway, so let's go ahead and fly off and just skip the good chunks of the level, which this level does reminds me of one of those levels in not only in Super Mario Bros. The original, but also the lost levels as well occasionally. Although thankfully though, it's pretty short. And on top of that, if you managed able to use the Super Leaf like the Raccoon power-up, then you would skip the good chunks of a level, like so. Alright, so it looks like for you, you're about to take on the airship level again, except this time that, without any, P meter already been activated, and you somehow turn invincible, somehow. Well, if only because about the fact that I just want to get this level done, or in some cases the hardest level in the game out of the way. And I think, relatively speaking though, Mighty, this is actually the final airship level throughout the whole game, before we move on to those individual levels, well, somewhat of irregular platforming levels, and on top of that, we're not technically done with the auto-scrolling levels just yet though, because I think there's technically one more entering later on though, so relatively speaking though, best of luck for either you or me, depending if we are skillful enough. Well, usually in my case, I'm actually doing pretty well still, whilst compared to you, Mighty, that you're doing a pretty rough run at this point. Tell you what though, Ray, if we get into Super Mario All-Stars Let's Play of this, then basically though, I'm also able to get everything else different from you. Well, we shall see what happens there, Mighty. We shall probably see what happens and join at some point until next year, but at the very least, you somehow took down Boom Boom again. But that's not to say we're not done with Boom Boom yet, though, because I think we'll have to come across into him 2 more times. Like, I get the strong sense of feeling, since I'm going to be moving on to the next section of World 8 map. So in some cases, though, I have to tackle for level 1 and level 2, and potentially a tower level, which I think we're going back into the singular tower level ever since in not only in World 1, but also World 2 as well. So I'm just gonna have to able to take a nice little flight and hit into this pipe down below. And let's see what's inside of this huge... Oh my goodness gracious me, I've got myself my whole jackpot of 1-ups. That's actually really incredible, I might add. Especially considering how the fact that I'm actually doing, you know, super well when it comes to likely grinding for more extra lives in Fury. Oh, I just realized this level does contain bullet bills, and sadly I just got hit by that bullet bill for this unexpected appearance, but oh god, okay, 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 oh my lord, that is quite nerve-wracking experience, but hey, at least I somehow completed a level like so. And I got my extra life as well, so 38 lives, how amazing am I? Well, that's easy for you to say. Well, truth be told though, Mighty, is the fact that, well, you did well in the beginning of the game, but it wasn't until in World 3 and onwards though that you somewhat felt a bit more accurately you come across into more death situations, so... Anyways, level 2 now. So I believe in level 2, it's almost like a combination of, well, you're able to come across into those quicksands and stuff like that, and of course some more piranha plants, which means more deaths like that. Although, to be fair though, that I managed able to just get very far into it though, well, despite I just died by that pesky piranha plant of sorts. Yeah, I know that, so I think I'm also able to use my glorious Starman, so I can able to become invincible, so that way I can easily become more invulnerable to the forms of those piranha plants, despite I just got hit by one already. Oh god, do I have to make it for those? Ah, dang it! I was not expecting that, for those note blocks to be shown up, so... Alright, now it's time for my turn, and sadly I only have like 2 items left, which at this point they're all both music blocks, which it seems kind of pointless for this world honestly, just because again there aren't any enemy hideouts or anything else like that, so how the hell did you just somehow dodge the fireball? And I died as well. We're on the same boat, aren't we, for all that note blocks jumping involved. But I was not expecting for you to be able to actually dodge that particular fireball from that piranha plant, I see, for about a split second to react. But anyway, let's just go and get this level finished and over and done with. Although, I'm almost running low for my item inventory right now, so that's why I'm going to be using my P-Wing from now on, just in case I want to able to get this level finished before we move on to, let's just say, without a doubt, is one of the most trickiest tower levels in the game for most people out there, especially considering how the fact that, oh yeah, relatively speaking, this is the last time we're going to be seeing that little level ending card, because as a result, after this level's done, there's no need able to keep on collecting some more cards exponentially, so... Alright, so here we go, for me to able to tackle through. Let's just say, you did say there's only one tower level in this world. Absolutely, there's only one tower in this world, so... Well, best of luck for me, I guess. Yeah, best of luck for you, because you're gonna need it, so... Because this level's pretty tricky, as far as what I do heard about it, because it's almost like a maze, kind of vibe to it, although... You do need to acquire a specific power-up in order to able to progress. Like, I don't know, something related to a Super Leaf, or the Raccoon power-up, or anything else like that. But we shall see, whenever when you try to continue your progressioning for this level, so... Okay, let's talk about the forms of that particular uploading schedules coming up. For between 23rd of December and the 24th of December, we're most able to ask this right about now, that relatively speaking, that there won't be any uploading schedules for the likes of both 23rd of December and the 24th of December, clearly because we're about to get started on the huge project we're going to be working on too for the likes of the forms of until this Sunday, meaning about the fact that it might actually take us a long time to do so. So in some cases though, after we're able to completely done with this Let's Play, then we'll probably take a break for a little while until we're able to actually be ready for the biggest video we're going to be preparing for the likes of stuff related to Christmas during that time. So, oh, and another thing too, for those of you probably wondering about the fact that, well, obviously today's day is of course the 22nd of December, as to be expected what today's uploading schedule that will be. Also, for those of you who lived in the UK, happy 5th year anniversary of the release of Mario Party, the Top 100 for the 3DS, or if I like to call it, the overshadowed version of Mario Party Superstars, or to be more specifically, the 3DS equivalent to Mario Party Superstars. Well, despite the fact that Superstars is already a better game of the two, just because of, you know, classic boards they brought back, and even more playable characters, and in addition to the forms of some better selections of minigames they included. Well, some exceptions though, but either way though, that might be saying something, so... Yeah, I can't believe that the Top 100 is now 5 years old just recently for the likes of the UK release. And as far as the Japanese release is concerned, well, it's gonna be potentially gonna be in, oh, you just somehow died again. Oh my god, I think I get the horrible feeling I might able to actually get lower than 10 lives at this point, whilst unlike you, got extremely lucky for your runs. Well, I know that, Mighty, but it's just about the fact that it can be involved around teamwork sometimes, but most of the time, certain levels can screw you up sometimes, but either way, let's just go ahead and get the actual tower level going, because I can assure to you that you technically went the wrong way, and I do know for a fact that for one thing, that there's actually a P-switch that you might not know. Oh, because I didn't pay attention to that, don't I? Well, it might be likely for so about the fact that for casual players, whoever experienced this level for the first time, either on the Wii Virtual Console, or Wii U Virtual Console, or 3DS Virtual Console, and the list goes on, that exponentially, that this level might give a lot of people some troublesome at points for, you know, the actual progressioning for this stage. So anyways, let's clear these blocks, and obtain a power star like so, or should I say the invincibility star. So just to ensure, I keep thinking about the forms of 3D Mario games for sure, like I keep calling it power stars for some reason, but either way though, this is 2D Mario after all, so... Anywho. Okay, that was pretty close. And also you do realize about the fact that ever since in yesterday, that recently Tiana, she recently finished up with the forms of WarioWare Touch just recently yesterday. And kudos to her, because obviously she managed to do pretty well for the actual Let's Play of WarioWare Touched. So naturally speaking, we've actually got 3 games down, and only a couple of more to go for the WarioWare series of Let's Plays, as far as I'm aware. Well, mind you, the next one of the lineup will have to be WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii. I'm not exactly sure if we're about to be doing the GameCube version of WarioWare Inc., but let me know in the comments down below, just to, like, just to think about the forms of that particular Let's Play is going to happen or not. But either way, though, we shall see. So, oh no, I think I'm actually, I have no idea where I was going, because I'm pretty sure it leads me to some dead ends or anything else like that. But either way, though, it might take a bit of some time to navigate for this place. But anyways, let's go and avoid that swamp, and maybe we can activate the P-switch again. So we just ignore that door and head to that one. Oh, wait a second, is that what the end of the level is? Ah, there we go. But at the very least, I did somehow manage to found it after a couple of seconds later, or a couple of seconds ago. But there we go. We somehow took down Boom Boom again, but this time we deal with him on the conveyor belt. So, still pretty easy, especially noticeable about the fact that I was doing quite well when it comes to dealing with bosses so far. And somehow Mighty's gonna go into the pipe on the left. And I think this will pretty much lead you to the final point of this entire world of Darkland. So, anyway, so it looks like he's gonna be going on to the final tank level in the game. And it's also the final auto-scrolling level in the whole game. So thank the Lord that the auto-scrolling sections will be over and done with. Well, at least as far as I can potentially try to say for the same thing, because otherwise I died as soon as I was able to get into this level, but now I'm below 10 lives. That was so unlucky on my part. And I believe if you get into that pipe over there, it'll take you straight back, so what's the point of going that way to begin with? So, anyways, let's go and equip the Super Leaf again, although I was originally going to be able to try to equip the Tanuki suit with me, but I think I should probably save that until maybe not now. So I think we should probably use the Starman, so just in case I'll become invincible, so I can able to destroy all kinds of cannonballs, and you name the rest, name quite a few, so. And also something's worth mentioning though, is the fact that, remember the Fonsevar, I don't know what you would call it, because it's been quite a few days since I actually want to discuss upon something related to, like, redo Let's Plays or something like that in the future. But either way though, we'll just go ahead and able to consider to save that up as a top secret from now on, because either way though, I just don't I'm getting sick of tired of the forms of trying to able to keep spoiling certain elements for an odd channel so far. But either way though, that might be saying something, so. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump on those cannons, and hopefully... Oh god, those bombs! And especially noticeable that the good thing I did somehow avoid those couple of stars from after the explosion for those bombs. But anyway, so let's get into this pipe we go, for me anyway, and take on Boom Boom for the final time. And yes, I say the final time, because after this, we're not going to see him ever again, until before the Super Nintendo version and the Game Boy Advance version. And on top of that, before Super Mario 3D Land, they actually somehow revived him. So, anywho, so now it's your turn, Mighty, to take on the final level in the game, and that is the forms of the Bowser's Castle itself. And for some reason you use 2 music boxes, because what's the point of using them? Well, I don't know about you, because I'm pretty sure we are done with the majority of the game now, so. And right off the bat though, you somehow managed to dodge those Bowser statues from the start. Because if you go on the exact angle where the Bowser statue just somehow shoots lasers at you, oh my god, those lasers might be a bit of a pain to dodge. Oh, come on! I'm having the worst luck today. Especially you haven't completed any of those levels aside from just 1. Or maybe 2, but either way, now it's my turn to deal with the final level in the game. Is of course Bowser's Castle, which to be expected is kind of a tricky level, ranging from the forms of the actual maze-like labyrinth, and on top of that, there's going to be multiple traps here and there, including these godforsaken Roto-Disc, which I found is very impossible to dodge sometimes. But anyway, let's go and get myself a good old extra life, so that way I'm now up to 38, and oh my god, do I have to deal with this level within my small form? Well, I don't know. I shall see. I shall probably see what happens there. This one actually requires me to do a lot of concentration here, so I don't want to risk myself too much. Alright, there we go. So that should be all. Did I just dodge the laser? Oh my god, that's. Oh, I've never seen that before. I did literally dodge the laser as soon as when the actual laser starts active, but then. That's a bit of an odd collision detection right there. Anyway, so we know the drill. Dodge the fireballs, and after this room, well, we finally meet up with Bowser himself. So yeah, Bowser was the only one who's responsible for kidnapping Peach while we're out. So anyways, Bowser looks very, very differently than the forms of how it does it from the likes of back in Super Mario Bros. The original. Like, we don't have an axe with us. So instead, in order able to deal with him, is the fact that you have to do a bit of a waiting game, basically. Like, just do the usual dodging the fireballs from his mouth. And then after that though, he tries to able to predict the actual stomp ability at you. But here's the thing, that the blocks will start to able to break apart. And it's your job to able to actually create a hole while the blocks will start to scatter. And that way, if you try to able to do it multiple times, well, consecutively right here, then he falls down to the pit down below. And that pretty much wraps it up for Bowser, the final boss in Super Mario Bros. 3. And hooray! I conquered everything in the whole game! Although, unlike me, I'm pretty much a bad luck armadillo for playing this, but... oh well. At least we could watch the ending, at least. Yep, by going to this little flashy door, and we'll rescue Princess Peach or Princess Toadstool once again, since in the original Super Mario Bros. So... thank you, but our princess is in another castle. What? Ah, just kidding. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Very funny, Peach. Very funny. Bye bye. Yeah. So there you go, folks. Here we have Super Mario Bros. 3. So, for almost like over 35 years, does this game still hold up? Personally, I really enjoyed this title, especially because, while the power-ups looks very awesome, and on top of that, the gameplay is over-the-top amazing, and on top of that, the worlds themselves are very magnificent to look through, even after looking back on it though, and on top of that, the visuals look very good for the NES, and on top of that, the soundtrack is magnificently amazing to listen to. While the story is nothing that spectacular, it's still the usual simple story as far as I'm aware. But regardless of such though, the game can get pretty hard at times, but honestly guys, it's kind of schizophrenic. Like for instance, I think World 3 is much harder than the forms of World 4, and I think World 6 is twice as more challenging than World 8, because it feels like a constant zigzag in between difficulty with one of those worlds in particular. But apart from those side of things though, we did had a fantastic time with this game, despite we die occasionally, but regardless of such though, we had a really great time with this game as a result. And yeah, as a result, it shows us the end credits by showing you guys the actual worlds you've been into, and of course we get ourselves the end screen while the curtains has been closed. So yeah, pretty fascinating back in the day. So anywho folks, I think that pretty much takes care of the forms of, excuse me, that pretty much concludes the rest of the Let's Play of Super Mario Bros. 3. And sure enough, we do enjoy it, don't you think, Mighty the Armadillo bro? Well, despite we did come across into a couple of death situations, as you know. But regardless of such though, we had a blast playing this game again, but this time on the original hardware, so everything else will be pretty much expected by that point. So this is me, Ray the Flying Squirrel, and Mighty the Armadillo from the Mexi Toys. And then, as far as the next 2D Mario game we'd like to tackle for you guys when it comes to doing redo Let's Plays of, we'll promise you, until next year, we will do the Super Mario All-Stars Let's Play again, but this time with a much more better quality, and on top of that, hopefully we should probably join in the actual, well, Super Mario Bros. 3 again, but this time on the Super Nintendo version, so yeah, stay tuned for that. And also, we will take a break on recording sessions for the next 2 days until Christmas Day. So just like in 2020, we will take a break on several occasions. So yeah, just have to wait and find out and tune at some point until Christmas Day. But for now, we'll take a break and I'll see you guys soon. See you guys then. Ciao. Bye.